The Red Sea parts. Dear friends, in the previous story, didn't we see that the Israelites were crying out to God, seeing the Red Sea in front of them and Pharaoh's army behind them? We will see what happened further in today's story. So soon they forgot the God who afflicted the Egyptians with 10 plagues and delivered the Israelites with a strong hand. And the people of Israel cried out to the Lord, and they said to Moses, "Is it because there are no graves in Egypt that you have taken us away to die in the wilderness? It would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the wilderness." What all questions! They forgot the hardships they faced in Egypt so soon. But Moses, who had seen God, was not worried. Then the angel of God, who was going before the host of Israel, moved and went behind them, and the pillar of cloud moved and stood behind them. Throughout the night, the cloud brought darkness to one side and light to the other side, so neither went near the other all night long. Then, as per God's command, Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord drove the sea back with a strong east wind, and turned it into dry land, and the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground. Seeing this, Pharaoh and his army pursued them into the sea. By then the sun had started rising, and the Lord made the wheels of the chariots fall off, so that they had difficulty driving. Seeing this, the Egyptians understood that God was fighting for Israel, so they tried to flee. Then the Lord commanded Moses to stretch his hand over the sea again. Moses obeyed God, and the sea went back to its place. And as the Egyptians were fleeing from it, the Lord swept them into the sea. Not one of them survived. Israel saw the Egyptians lying dead on the shore, and when the Israelites saw the great power the Lord displayed against the Egyptians, the people feared the Lord, and they believed in the Lord and in his servant Moses. And Moses and the Israelites sang a song to the Lord. Then Miriam, Aaron's sister, took a tambourine in her hand, and all the women followed her with tambourines and dancing, and they glorified the Lord. Then Moses led Israel from the Red Sea, and they went into the desert of Shur. They traveled for 3 days in the desert without finding water, and they came to Marah. Even though there was water there, it was very bitter, so they were not able to drink it, and they grumbled against Moses because of it. Then Moses cried out to the Lord, and the Lord showed him a piece of wood, and he threw it into the water, and the water became sweet. There the Lord made a decree and a law for them. Then the Lord told them that if they listen carefully to the voice of the Lord, and do what is right in his eyes, and pay attention to all his decrees, he would not bring any of the diseases he brought on the Egyptians. Then they left from there and came to Elim. There were 12 springs and 70 palm trees there, and they camped there for some time. The Israelites set out from Elim and came to the desert of Sin after 2.5 months, and they grumbled against Moses and Aaron. Their problem now was food. The food that they carried had gotten over. The Israelites who saw the miracles of God had made grumbling a habit rather than asking for what they need. The Israelites said that they sat around pots of meat in Egypt and ate all that they wanted, and that it would have been better for them to die there. Don't you remember that they were scattered all over Egypt to gather stubble for making bricks? Even though God redeemed them, their minds were still in Egypt, where they worked as slaves. The bitter water of Marah was the test for them from God. They failed the test. This was the next test. We will see if they passed the test in the next story. God bless you.